Hey Mike, hey Derek, how are you guys doing today? Hey Tony, hey Dragon Monk. I don't know if this Marlin-ize thing's gonna happen. I've actually been messing around with it for the past half hour, and I can't get my computer to talk to the board. It keeps complaining about the baud rate, but the baud rate it's asked me to set it to is like ridiculously low. So we'll see what happens. But I figured if I'm gonna be banging my head against the wall, might as well not be doing it by myself. Oh, we got 2 mics in the chat. I also got some, I've got this kind of like no-namey, I don't know, it's kind of like build pack. It's imported from China. It's a black surface and it comes with adhesive tape. So I got a piece for, I can either put this on it or I've got some other stuff that I picked up while I was at Murph. I've got a bunch of choices right now actually, because I picked up this Gecko Tech. So I've got a sheet that's, well, way bigger than I need for here. And I've got one for the either the CR10 or the Zonestar, or sorry, the CR10 or the Tronxy. And I've got a container of Magigoo that I picked up as well. This was actually given to me as a sample from Magigoo themselves. So, is it a spray? Here's a spread. Oh, it's kind of like a bingo dabber. So it looks like you just sort of rub it on and there are instructions. Let's see. I'm doing Marlin just because I said I would. Hey Ricky, hey NJ. I've never gotten the auto level working with the stock firmware, which has been a little frustrating. Not a huge deal, but I want it to do everything it's supposed to. So we'll see if we can get the printer talking to the computer first, and if we can, then we'll see if we can get Marlin on it. There'll probably be a couple challenges. I know that the Repetier firmware that's on it right now is set up so that you don't have to set an offset in your slicer for the 2 heads. It's already pre-configured. It's not perfect. The prints that come out of it are like cohesive, but they're not perfectly lined up. Congrats, NJ. Won't be long now. So I just downloaded the Arduino IDE. Sorry, I'll be doing some stuff over here in a second. I've got 2 monitors, so I'm doing all my downloads and stuff on my left monitor so that you guys won't get stuck with useless stuff on the screen all the time, and so you guys don't see the stream within a stream within a stream type thing. It's been a while since I've done a stream. I don't remember the last time. I think it's been almost a month. What's everybody been up to? What's everybody printing? We'll go ahead and start peeling this Kapton tape. They may have updated it in newer versions of the firmware, but I personally prefer Marlin to Repetier host anyways. Zonestar is one of the ones that's actually apparently GPL compliant, so I felt like it was safe to do a video on this printer. I apparently am in the minority for the people that haven't gotten the auto level to work on it properly, so go figure. I don't just want the auto level, like the sensor, to work. I want it to be able to do the like the mesh bed leveling, just in case the plate isn't perfect. Hey, John Mac. I love that skull. I've printed a couple of those for my wife. She loves skull design, especially Sugar Skull. I printed her a two-color glow-in-the-dark one at one point. So what do you guys think we should do for the build service on this? Should we just go with the Magigoo and spread that on it? Should we put on one of these Gecko Tech ones? I'll have to do some trimming to make it fit. Or should we go with the knockoff Build Tack and see if it's worth the wait from China? Looks like it'll fit okay. It's not perfect. But what in life is, am I right? Well, there's 9 of you guys in here. How many of you guys are going to IRF? Murph and IRF and... Just reading the stats on this Magigoo. So it says that it holds both PLA and ABS well. PLA at 40 to 60 degrees C and ABS at 90 to 110. I have a drawer. I don't know. Here, I'm going to switch camera angles just for a sec. It's a bit of a mess over here, but I'm working on it. Yeah, so I just got this drawer set up down here. This drawer here is full of parts to build all other printers. So I've got parts for, I guess, 3. I'm working on a portable printer, and I picked up this power supply, which apparently will output, what is it, 20, oh, it's only 16.7 amps, never mind, 200 watts. So for the printer I'm planning to build on, it should be plenty, and it's nice and thin, super tiny, so hopefully it doesn't catch on fire the first time I use it. And I got sensors and way too many smooth rods and hot ends and all that jazz. It's not quite organized yet. It's just, I'm just faking it. Faking it till I make it. Got this nice shelf that I've put up here now. It's got my prototype for the arcade cabinet and Mjolnir and Stormbreaker and the Captain America helmet. And Doc Brown, which isn't 3D printed, but, you know, I like me some Doc Brown, so. Sorry, the Arduino IDE just finished installing. So I'm just going to see if it's just Repetier Host that's... It's going to be ironic if Repetier Host is the only thing that has trouble talking to this thing, considering it's the only printer I have right now, I think, that's running Repetier. I haven't checked the FLSun to find out what it runs, but... I think I might go with this Buildtack-esque stuff. I mean, it just feels like a piece of plastic, to be honest. It feels similar to what's on the Ender 2, but a little bit thinner. But maybe it'll thicken up once I put the adhesive on it. I wonder why they don't ship it with the adhesive pre-applied. You know what? I'm not entirely sure. I haven't done a ton of Marlin configuration, but I figure the best way to get to know it is to dive into it. I'll obviously have to configure it for the fact that it's got dual extruders. I don't know if Marlin has the offset built in, so I can set it in firmware and not have to worry about it in the slicer. I don't mind one way or the other, but... So the plan is right now to try and get it connected to Repetier Host so I can basically snag all the settings that are in there now. And then work on flashing it, but I can't even get Repetier Host to talk to it, so... My cat Bowser is free again, and he is climbing into the garbage bag that I have down here because he is an idiot. Okay, well, we've got... I just want to see... 110... Can we do a hex dump from here? I feel like I probably should have done some more investigative work before I jumped into this, but... we should be able to talk to it as a... Let's see, can we see if anything's back? Com port 10 is busy. Port 10 is unavailable. So if history serves as last time, the device is going to be disabled or unable to start in Device Manager. And as you can see, yeah, the device cannot start. Hey, Chris. I'm gonna dive under the table quick. I'm going through a USB 3 hub right now. I'm gonna try and connect it directly to the box. I don't think it should make a difference, but be right back. And they never saw him again. The end. I'm actually just trying to avoid Chris this way. Chris comes in, I disappear. Let's see. I like to blame Chris for all of my problems too. Let's see if it's gonna pick this up. That'll probably make exactly zero difference, but okay, let's see. Let's see if Repetitor Host can talk to it now, because that would be a step in the right direction. Yep, this is the type of error I keep getting from it. The maximum baud rate for the device is 18672. So I didn't have to force the driver in, it recognized right off the bat. See if there's any updated drivers anywhere. I don't think there is. I had to actually go and find the drivers manually. Windows Update didn't have them. I don't know if Windows 10 just doesn't like the board. I don't think I have anything not running Windows 10 at this point. I have an old Dell laptop that's running Windows XP. I was doing it even before I installed the IDE. I'll close it just to be safe. Actually, I should see if I can at least get Arduino to monitor the port now. Repetitor's closed. do a... drag this over here. Let's do a COM port monitor. COM port 10 is not available. That makes sense because it's... Ah! Okay, it popped up... Oh, there it is. Say it popped up a message somewhere. It popped it up on the other window. We're on port 9. Let's do a serial monitor. It doesn't like the 9600 baud rate. I don't know. Can you fire... It needs the handshake before I can start firing any G code to it, right? I can't do like an M501 here. Let's see if I can go any faster on the baud rate. No, it goes gibberish. 1152. It can communicate. Okay, so Arduino can talk to it. Repetitor host cannot. Chris Riley, I need you to solve all of my problems immediately, please. If it's not too much trouble. It's okay, I stopped releasing videos like a couple weeks ago, so... Making it easier for you, Mad Mike. Okay, so we were connected at 1152. Let's see if... I think it's still going to get the same error. One 18672. Has anybody seen this before by any chance? What else could we use? I've been stuck on repairs. What's the other stuff that there was? Pronterface? Is Pronterface still popular? Grab the latest version of Slick 3R. I just call it Slicer, but that's just me, you know. This is going to make me sound completely unintelligent, but does Cura actually have printer control software built into it? Like, I slice and put on SD cards, but I've never actually tried to control, or is it... Oh, you can call Pronterface from Cura, right? That's the way it works? Or have they added its own control engine built into Cura now? Connect to the Octoprint. Well, that'll be helpful for after the fact. Let's see. I also messed up my back, so I don't feel like I've got the longevity to have one of my classic 20-hour live streams today. Thanks to everybody that came to hang out today. And anybody that didn't come to hang out today, well, you suck. But you'll never know that I said that, because if you're here, then you don't suck. Oh, yeah, I can connect a... I can... that is true. I could just connect to one of my Octoprint hosts. The only problem is I don't have an extra network connection over here, so... let's see... Print run. People love watching me play video games, man. Okay, I got Pro Interface installed, so let's see what happens. COM 9 at 1152. Cannot connect. Access is denied. Do I have... Is it because Repetier hosts? I gotta figure out what's... Oh. Are we gonna happen? Sitting on connecting. It's still pretty sore. Okay, it won't connect at 1152. I'm having zero luck today. Ender 3. I was tempted, but I'm running out of space to put printers. Next time I will definitely wait for help. It was foolish of me. Man, those vibrations, though. I gotta... Do you see how much quieter it gets when I dampen it a little? I just need to put some rubber feetsies on it. That's right, I said feetsies. Okay, well... Step in the right direction. That is one of the issues with Repetier hosts. On startup, it starts up a background service that does all your printer control, but it also stops you from doing anything with the port. 500 and 500. Learn to type commands. Let's see, how do I... Can I adjust the width of this? Yes, I can. It's M501 to pull commands, right? Well, that's not... It's not a ton of info. I don't know if I've... I'm sure I've pulled the stuff from it before. Is there the ability to read the EEPROM from here? M205. Well, apparently not. M205. Thank you! And I need to suppress the OK. I'm sure that's in here somewhere. I'm looking through the printer right now at that screen. M503. Why does it keep doing that? M503. Were you just trying to get me to cycle through all the commands? Was that a joke, Chris? Chris is messing with me. I can feel it. Does anybody know how to suppress the OK messages in here? I can go digging, but if somebody knows. I'm just gonna do this for now. Tell it not to monitor anymore. Is it like putty where it automatically copies and pastes? Nope. Okay, well I've got everything copied and pasted out. Does it have everything we need? Does it have the steps per 250, 220, 240? Minutes position is -10. 80 steps per millimeter on the X and the Y, 400 on the Z, 200 on the for the feed rate. Doesn't have the extruder though, does it? Okay, that's step one. I also don't know much about the board, so I gotta figure out what board it is so I can actually reflash it, assuming the bootloader is even on it. I did download the latest version of Marlin. I think I'm going to start off by seeing if I can flash just straight up Marlin. Is it a Zrib? Zrib. I don't know, to be honest. This is a learning experience for me, but I'm trying to throw myself into stuff that I'm not 100% comfortable with until I am comfortable with. Let's take a look at the Zrib board. And I would say yes? Yep, it's the Zrib board. Yeah, it's the same one. Is it the 5.0? No, it's the Zrib version 3.2. So, let's see. I'm just reading some information on the screen here. Try and keep up with chat at the same time. Have you reflashed yours, Tony? Yeah, eh? You said you... Well, you... not Marlin, though, right? I'm just reading through. I'm hoping it still has the bootloader. I'm pretty sure I was told that it does. Which doesn't mean anything. People can say whatever they want. But, yeah, well, so we'll see. I'm going to do the extract. Have not reflashed. What's the Coles notes of the problem? Or I can go watch the video later if you want. Just, for the sake of our conversation right now. So where did it put my copy of Marlin that I just downloaded? Gonna have to go re-download it again, I guess. I had a forced Windows update, so before I could start streaming, I had to reboot my box. And rebooting the box, it dropped internet connectivity. Still had network connectivity. All my other devices have internet, but not this one. So I ended up having to go in and force the DNS and gateway information. You know, totally stuff you should expect out of a Windows operating system. Hey, 3D Printing Kid, how are you? By the way, just in case anybody's missed it, there is a giveaway happening right now. I'm going to be giving away a Tronxy X5S. Chris and I have both decided that we're not going to do support for it, though. So when you get it, you truly will be on your own, but that's half the fun. Mostly because building it... The build wasn't bad. Getting those belts tightened for the Core XY was... It went okay for me. Chris got hit, almost got hit in the face by flying parts when he did it, so... Yeah. Latest version of Marlin. Okay, it's downloaded now. Just gotta wait for it to clear virus inspection. I think Chris popped in and then had to go do stuff. Innovation Fair, that sounds like fun. Those would all be reasons to be frustrated, Tony. 100%. If you watched my review of it, you know that I did run into one issue. That part that I designed and printed has been working okay. Well, not okay. It's been fine. I think I'm going to have to thicken it up, though. I think at some point it's probably going to snap. I'm just very lazy. That's half the problem right now, is that I'm lazy. And what are you doing to it today, Chris? I need to adopt an accent so that people will take my live streams more seriously. Are you upgrading the board, or did the board that was on it die? That is true. I have a very large project that I'm working on that, so far, Matter Hackers is behind at least part of it. I'm trying to think of who else was behind it. $4 ramps board number 6. I don't know. Should I keep... I'm trying to decide if I need to keep my projects secret anymore, or if I should just talk about them with you guys. What's the vote here? Do you guys like being surprised? This project's like going to be like a year in the making, though. And if one of you copies it, oh boy. I don't care. I release all my stuff for people to rebuild and improve on anyways, so... That's what this community is about. Share your feelings with the group. Hi everybody, my name's James, and I am a 3D printing addict. It's been 20 minutes since my last extrusion. Okay, so I've started designing for Murph next year a full size, so like almost 6 feet tall, at least 2 feet wide and 2 feet deep, replica of a Donkey Kong arcade cabinet, fully 3D, well, I won't say fully 3D printed, the entire body and everything's going to be 3D printed, but I'm putting channels into it to reinforce it with either aluminum extrusion or metal rods, depending on if I can get access to the extrusion. But yeah, like full size, huge cabinet. I'm also playing with the idea of building a game specifically for Murph that'll be 3D printing related. It's probably going to be something along the lines of like Jezball. If you guys haven't played Jezball, I'm trying to think what else. There's a few arcade games that are like, but basically it's like you section off parts of the screen and it fills them in, and you need to fill in a certain percentage of the screen to pass the level. So I'm thinking that'd be a pretty cool thing, not only to print the whole thing and build it, but to have a game that's specifically related to 3D printing. Your toy collector friend should be giving you ideas. Okay, Marlin is extracted, so let's get it open. And So yeah. 3D printed related game, flash Marlin, get power up. Every once in a while it just won't flash, doesn't give you a good reason. Okay, I'm gonna close Pro Interface for now. And we'll go ahead and pop into the desktop. And there's Marlin 1.1x. And oh, somebody did something. I don't know what or who. Oh, we got a new subscriber. If you are in chat, then welcome. If this is your first live stream, then this is not typical. Most of our live streams are way more boring. Okay, so first of all, I need to figure out what we're programming it as. I don't think I can get unknown board. Dang. I was hoping that would work. It never does, but I think we're still looking at the Mega 2560, right? That makes sense. I know I'm playing with fire just by like trying to flash it the way it is, but I gotta tell at least which board we're dealing with, though. Configuration. Did I pass it already? Scar printer, start with the configuration files in the example. Scar, okay, whatever. Mika is now down here. I'm sure she will be messing things up. Flash Marlin sounds like either or a felony. Hey Brian. Okay, where's the list of boards? It has been a while. It's been a while since I could hold my head up high. It's Isn't there a list of boards here somewhere? In one of the config? Oh, there it is. Boards. Hi. Z-Rib. Chinese knockoff of the Ramps replica. Well, it's got 2.0, but it'll probably work, so. Worst comes to worst, I'll be... Thanks, Meek. Replacing it with a standard Ramps board before the end of the day. I'm just going to see what happens. Cat butt. Oh, yeah. Good job, Meek. Now my entire channel is going to be flagged as 18+. Thanks for that. Compiling sketch. Operator equals equals has no right operand. Heater pin 0 not defined on this board. Unknown motherboard value set in configuration. I probably screwed up somewhere. Let's go to configuration. Hey Ryan. I'm just curious. It's just a Ramps clone. If they're saying it's basically just a Ramps. I'm gonna have to go and enable the display too after this. Hey. Good, how are you? Come on. Now your claws are stuck on me. Come on. Down you go. Cat always wants some love. Let's see what it does. Let's see what happens. That would be cool, right? Good luck. The CNET thing certainly is exciting. I wonder if there's a jumper to sit on this to flash it. There's ones for power regulation on it. Oh, done uploading. Oh, moment of truth. As I expected, the screen isn't lighting up. Am I still broadcasting? My live stream here is not showing a picture. Okay. I am using the stock board. Did I install printer face or just extract printer face? Print run. The Arduino ID is still loaded, so it might reset. I don't know. Feels about the same as before. It was exciting in the moment, but it's not that big of a deal. I mean, it is and isn't. 1,000-point basic. I talked to Joel about it at Murph, and he kind of basically just said, past the point where you can monetize your channel, it's just a vanity number anyways. Okay, try this again. I don't think it's gonna work though. You keep at it, Ryan. One day you'll get there. We're gonna have it out, you and I. Nope, that wasn't my invitation. Get closer. Okay, so clearly not an entirely have fun, Ryan. Not an entirely successful flash. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of digging on the board. Assuming we can still talk to it. Tools, let's see, get board info. Let me see here. Give me 1 second, guys. see. Just doing a quick Google search to see if anybody else has done this. You know, probably where I should have started. Let's see, flipping through. This looks pretty involved. So it doesn't look like Marlin has an integrated definition for the board. I can of course add one. So I have to add some stuff to the pins.h. Change motherboard and configuration.h to 39. Define motherboard 39 and define add C keypad pin 10. Trying to get Marlin up and running on it, but Zonestar has a Marlin file on their webpage. Oh, really? No, it had the bootloader, so I can reflash away as I so desire. Let's see. I have dual screens, but I'm having trouble keeping track of everything that's going on. I'll give you a mod temporarily, Brian. You can toss a link up there now, Brian. .404, so I did something to that link. Let's see if I can copy and paste it. I think that's just a link to Marlin, though, isn't it? Like, just straight up Marlin? Okay, so let's take a look at pins.h. Tweeted a message to you for the link to the Zonestar Google Drive. I will hop on the Twitter then. And thank you. Opening it now. Let's take a look. This would be probably a better starting point. I can at least extract the files we need out of it. This will give me a single extruder for the time being. We'll make sure that works, and then we'll... Why is it not letting me download this? There we go. Yeah, I'll start off by flashing this onto it, and see if we can get it working with a single extruder. The board's the same, and everything else is the same, so if we can get it working with one extruder, then we'll move on to 2. How's that sound for, like, for a game plan? Old porn star. One good-looking honky. Where did it save it to? What's going on here? There we go. Okay, so we'll go ahead and paste that here. Which you guys can't see. Here, look, the progress bar. Things are happening. Woo. Let's go ahead and close all of this. Yeah, I think the 802N uses the same electronics, the same display, just single extruder. So we should be able to do this and then configure it to have a second extruder, maybe, possibly, probably. I think Peter North found a new hobby because he responded with an LOL. Okay, desktop. Nope, that one there. And we'll go ahead and open up Marlin. If you do it right the first time, you don't need more than one. Oh, hold on a second. My cat's eating plastic. Hey, get out of here. Get out of here. Oh. Why are you going to be like that? This is why you and your brother cost me so much money, because you're dumb. Let's just go for it. See what happens. Cowboy it. It's the worst that could happen. It's not an ANET. It's not going to burn down my house. I mean, it might. It's less likely to burn down my house than an ANET. You guys deserve to see this as much as the next person. That's why they put power panic in there. It has nothing to do with actual power outage. It's just for when your animals mess with your printers. Printer's hanging off my the front of my table here. Compiling sketch. Why do you keep finding things to eat? You have actual food upstairs. Why? Chris, why don't you switch to something that's not a ramps board? I know the goal was to copy Tom's build, but maybe it's time to move on, move up. Done uploading. Okay, let's see what happens. Booting up. Marlin Zonestar, tweaked by newtbyte.nl. Well. Looks good. Okay, I'll switch to something else. I'm just gonna make my own boards. They're gonna be called print and pray boards. Let's see. Print run. I feel like I'm gonna have to. Okay, well, before we try and control anything from the computer, let's go ahead and... This control is not working too good. Okay, so I can't control it from the display. Mika is totally here to help, except for that other thing where she just destroys things instead of actually helping. You're a bit of a jerk. I actually installed firmware directly from Zonestar for the P802N, which should be compatible and already had the display stuff in place. But maybe it's not 100%. Maybe the 802N has a jog dial instead? Let's try and connect at a different baud rate. Let's try 2500. Nobody likes seeing you on the stream. They're all complaining. Yeah. Okay, just sit down then. Hey, MMPP0. Well, Shazbot will not connect. The printer is non-responsive after trying to connect it to the computer. Yeah, as soon as I try to connect to it, it becomes unresponsive. We're closer. I've been unplugging the USB. I've got the connector here. We're gonna have to go take a deep dive into the firmware, I guess. We need you gone, little mouse. Go upstairs and see your mom. She tolerates you. Alright, so we'll close Pro Interface. Just for the sake of argument, I'm going to try connecting to it with the Repetier host now. It's going to be ironic if switching from Repetier to Marlin allows Repetier to connect and Pro Interface not to. No. Same type of error. That's fine. Let's go take a look at the firmware. I also thought so, Tony. I think it's still a step in the right direction. The fact that it, is lighting up the display and everything. Let's see. Let's go to. Now I'm not going to claim to be in any way, shape, or form an expert on this stuff. So it's using board CREB. I can't remember. Is it just display? Is that what we're looking for? Yeah, it's a zone. It looks like it's a Zonestar proprietary board, but it's really just a knockoff of other boards. LCD type. Maybe now I go back to reference my Zonestar Ramps invitation board. Yes, I think that's as valid a description as any. Okay. Adding the Zonestar LCD to the UI.h. Let's go take a look at the UI.h. Again, if I'm doing anything wrong, If anybody knows more about this than I do, which is pretty much everybody, let me know. I am literally just making this up as I go along. Am I blind? I don't see UI.h. Oh, it's entirely possible it's not actually in this one. Hey, Potent Printables. I haven't... Second, cat's into stuff again. Stop. Stop being a butt all the time. Sorry. Worse than kids. Yeah, I've got the I think I've got the repetitor conversation, or the conversation in the repetitor for boards that you're talking about open. So I think it assumes we're starting with stock Marlin and not this Marlin from, well, I mean, of course it would assume we're starting with stock Marlin and not the Marlin from Zonestar's site. I legitimately thought that was going to work, though. It should have been fine. We keep playing this game, and I keep putting you on the floor. Then you eat stuff, then you come back up. Okay, well, let's open up. I'm gonna reopen the stock Marlin, or the the stock Marlin, and maybe the answer lies somewhere in beneath or in between. Okay, so let's go to configuration, define motherboard, and actually let's see if there's a UI.h in this one now. Is there a UI.h? Darn it. There's no UI.h. Checking back with chat to see if I'm missing anything. Cat trolls. Yeah, it's called a water gun. Psst, psst, done. I just realized both cats are down here. We did try the board _0 v2.0 at the beginning, and it didn't work. Try again. It's 3.2. It wouldn't upload. Said that that board was missing pin definitions. Just in case I had a spelling error or something the first time, although it shouldn't matter. Like, it should have told me if there's a spelling error, because obviously we wouldn't have had everything defined. It's not a Melzi board. It's a Zonestar proprietary deal that's basically just a ramps board, but some of the stuff's been rearranged. I don't think it is derivative of the Melzi anyways. I haven't worked with a Melzi before. Oh, yeah, the logo's on there, isn't it? Let's logo. There. My logo's not important. You all know where you are. And this time it worked. I must have had a spelling error then. I actually wonder if I took out the word motherboard the first time. Let's see what happens. Okay, so I'm going to reboot it now. The LCD should stop working because I didn't enable LCD. Then we will close this and we will open up Pronterface. It is a good start. Having it uploaded all is a good start. Doesn't look like it's doing anything. I think what I'm going to do this time, just so we can make sure that the firmware is actually running, I'll go and enable display. The latest, which I think is 1.1.8, and it's just the generic Marlin. Does anyone remember what I'm looking for in terms of for enabling the LCD? What the actual name of the variable is called? I guess this is why people don't usually live stream this type of thing. I could make this look real good in editing because I can take away all the mistakes I make. I had 202 or 2000 and 2000 for these in the original. 8080. Search discount. Discount. Go. Oh, so I just have to uncomment one of them, right? And it puts it active? Which one is this? I think it's the graphical one. I think it's closer to the graphical one anyways. You guys are good. I appreciate all of you. Except for that one guy, you know who you are. Don't appreciate you at all. It is the one with the 5 buttons and the 4 layers of text. Okay, what didn't it like? Oh, I need to add the additional library, don't I? I gotta go find that library now. Library. So I just gotta install the U8 glib. Downloading it now. I haven't actually used one of these controllers myself. Like, I haven't had to set one up in Marlin before, so there is some learning to be done. Oh, it's got the rotary on it, right. You do not need the lib, your display is the CL4. I will swap it. I thought it was displaying the graphics, but the problem is it's dead right now, so in my head I'm probably filling in stuff that wasn't there. So we're looking at the the discount smart controller, this one here, right? No, it's the white PCB one. $2004. Yeah, just look for 2004. Oh, design Zonestar LCD. Requires the ADC underscore keypad underscore pin to assign. This is an LCD 2004. Let's just do this. Requires the ADC underscore keypad underscore pin to be assigned to an analog pin. I don't know what that means, but let's see what happens. Even if the interface isn't usable, as long as it displays something on the screen so that I know that it's booted up properly. I'm sure there's so many of you guys are like screaming at the screen right now. Like, you're doing everything wrong! Oh, right. Board definition. The file included from... I gotta wait for it to finish now, one way or the other. Meanwhile, I'll grab that so I can go find it. You know what? I don't care if I look incompetent, because making mistakes is how you learn stuff. That and watching videos, but hopefully by the time all is said and done, you know. Hey Anthony, how are you, man? Everything you do, you risk breaking something. What's the worst that could happen? Learning new stuff is fun. I agree. It only took me smashing 83 printers to get to this point, this level of incompetence. It's not my fault. They make them so light that it's so easy to throw them, you know? Okay, it's done uploading. Give it the old reboot. Still nothing on the screen. Okay, we'll go take a look at... What did you say it was? He told me where it was. It's in the board definition, so we'll go to the boards file. And we're looking for this guy. Is there an actual file specifically for that board? Is that the way this works? Pins, board. It's in here, right? There's a Z-rib. Yeah, there we go. And then we need to define I already lost the name of it because I'm silly like that. Grab that. Can I just control tab to it? No, be too easy. Then we should be able to just pass that there. Define. And it was 29. Do not put your define in the... Okay. Dirt. Let's put it up with the... See? This is why I'm watching chat. The F1 blocks it, correct, yeah. Well, this only gets... Sorry, I saw the analog definition. I wasn't paying attention, but yeah, it's only if this criteria is met that these want to be executed, whereas this is every time. So, does that look right before I upload? I'm gonna give it a second and see what you guys say. Go ahead and give it a shot. I was a programmer, but this is I programmed in Visual Studio stuff mostly, so the closest I got to this would have been C#. And I don't even know for sure that the ZRib 2.0 is going to be compatible with the 3.2. It's possible this isn't going to work at all. Chris's basement? I wonder if I can get that to... No, it's not non-magnetic. Thanks for stopping by, Anthony. Always good to see you. Except for when it's not. Wah, wah. Wah, 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 wah. Done uploading. Nothing on the display. I'm thinking Arby's. Dang, Daniel. It's a 3.2 ZRib board. The Zero board they're discussing, and this one is a 2.1. I don't know if I can find Zero 3.2 Marlin. Marlin Firmware for the Zero board with auto level and 5 key LCD. Let's see if... I'm going to snag this one and see if it works. I'm wondering if the P802N uses the 5 button or if they've got a different LCD on it. Because it was close. It booted up and it was almost controllable. Let's take a look. If I can get a version of Marlin loaded on it, then we have a starting point for getting the latest version working on it. And if I get that working, then I'll release it to you guys. I just want to take a look and see what they did with this version. We'll see what happens. I don't really want to replace it with a ramps board. So, like, if something happens to it, I mean, I'm not going to switch it because it makes it easier. I'm just glad that it's easy to reflash. Yeah, I'm not well versed enough to map out pin changes and stuff like that myself. It would be a learning experience for sure. Take a look. What else is everybody doing this weekend? Anything exciting? Oh, this is an old version of Marlin. Did it have the version number up here? Defining board 33. So this is before they started using constants. They're using the ramp setup for it. Only if you get something back. This is a very old version of Marlin, right? Oh, see. You're not going to Earth this weekend. If you do, you're going to be very early. Okay, so I'm stuck trying to figure out which is the best route to go. So we've got this Marlin firmware here that uploads, the board is configurable and all that jazz. Let's take a look at it. Son of a gun. let's take a look at it and see what it's using for the analog pin for the LCD. I have not seen those yet. It's like a Kinder Surprise. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at, first of all, configuration, see what board it's using. Okay, so this is the one that we snagged for the 802N. Go ahead and tell it has 2 extruders. Because why not? And then let's go ahead and take a look at the board definition. Maybe we can just add the pin to it. I don't remember, I don't suppose anybody kept the thing we're missing, right? I'm going to wait 5 seconds before I go digging for it, just because it's easier if one of you guys has it. I'm not going to wait. Zonestar. Da-da-da-da-da-da. It is missing the pin definition though, so that may be why why it's not working. Let's look for 2004. No. How is it not? Okay, well, while I'm looking for that, I'm going to upload it and see if it, first off, we get the display back and, yeah, it's all even. I look like I'm 12 again. Is there a pins.h in the directory? I'm pretty sure there is. Yep, there it is. We could just, if you're thinking, we could just take the pins from H from that one, right? I didn't. Son of a troll. Is it slash? Slash? Comment something out? Is that what you're thinking? We could probably just copy the pins.h from this version to the newer version? Mind you, this isn't too far behind. The current is 1.88 and this is 1.85. Is that right? Temp sensor 1 is required with one or more hot ends. Sensor 1. I'm hoping it's already here and just commented out. I don't think it is though. It did. I changed the I added the second extruder to it because I'm, you know, shooting for the stars. There we go. Shooting for the Zonestar. I mean, if it doesn't work, it might be good for target practice. I also need to spend some time cleaning up the wiring. I have a really bad habit of getting stuff working and then, you know. Yeah, thanks, Alex. Much appreciated. It needs to know how to get the information, right? I've never built a dual extruder from scratch. I've never updated the firmware. This is the only dual I have, so it is all a learning experience. Yeah, the it's less than ideal. I gotta cable tie it up here. Hey, it's more entertaining if it catches on a print. Gets me extra views. Now the build volume actually only goes up to here anyway, so it's not as bad as it looks. I heard you got some mail from Chris Riley. Is that true? I got some magic goo. I don't need to ask Joel for goo. I've got my own goo. Can't wait to see that. You may hate him by the time you're done, though. It's all just to torture you. Oh, now that's a problem. I'm glad I noticed that now. The fan for the... The fan for cooling the extruders is not spinning. Well, certainly the parts cooling... Well, maybe. I don't... I thought it was just connected directly to the... Maybe it's not. Maybe I thought it was just connected to the 12-volt rail, but... Okay, let's see. Bad idea. It's moving. That's something. It's definitely a situation where it's trying to communicate with the wrong type of screen. Not possible, but your wife may hate him. Yeah, for sure. Going to cook breakfast, but we'll be listening. Awesome. Make something delicious. I gotta figure out where... So it looks like I can't find the definition for... Wrap discount smart controller. Trying to figure out which LCD... they uncommented. There it is. I think we said 29. Is it 29? I'm going to assume it's 29.